Hi there, what I've decided to do is to make some oxtail. And the reason I've decided to do it this way is because I've seen so many people saying, oh, it's Jamaican oxtail, but they're not Jamaican. Or it's made in Africa. Whatever way it's made, everybody does it differently. And what I've found is I follow my mother's recipe, which is a little piece of this and a little piece of that. Now, to put us in the mood, I've got a little bit of reggae music in the back. And this way, the way I'm doing it is the way to me it works every single time. Don't bother with no measuring, because to me that makes it a bit, it takes away the spontaneity of what you're doing. I think you know if something is too much. You know, what's salty for one person is not salty for another. So you can't tell one person to put in X amount of salt and X amount of this and that, and you're not quite sure if they don't like salt or whatever. So what I do is that I put in what I know my stomach likes. And normally, funnily enough, what my stomach likes, everybody's stomach likes. So we've got our spring onions, which I've peeled, taken off all the grime and everything. They talk about garlic, cloves and all that stuff. I'm British. I do things a bit simpler. So in Morrison's, I'm not quite sure if I'm allowed to advertise, but in Morrison's they have these little cubes. They're frozen. They have cubes of ginger and cubes of garlic, and it's solid garlic and solid ginger. It's got no preservatives or anything. So I have a cube of that and the cube of ginger. I also have a little bit left of hot Bonnet pepper, so it won't be too peppery hot. I do have some scallion, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. And I have lots of seasoning, because seasoning is the key to West Indian cooking. So now what I've done, I've got the oxtail in here. I've already washed it. I used a little bit of vinegar. I don't normally, I just normally wash it with water. But, you know, some people say you've got to wash it with vinegar, so I thought, you know, why not? It's not going to kill. It's not going to kill me. Make sure that you've washed the vinegar off, though, because you don't want the taste of vinegar inside the oxtail. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly rinse off the oxtail. Make sure there's no vinegar in it. And the reason why I did that is because I was making some chicken the other day and I was following this recipe and it said put vinegar in it and it tasted bloody awful. But the funny thing is that after about 2 days, it tasted really nice. So maybe there's something in it. But for now, I'm going to be putting the seasoning in. I hope you like my music. If you do like that music, just log into Lovers Rock Radio on a Friday evening, 7 till 10. No, 7 till 9. And this is the second hour, so this is a bit more, it's not dancehall, it's a bit more melodious and a bit more calming. It's called Wind Down Reggae Friday, so it's much more smoother. Anyway, onion salt. Put a little bit of that. You have to use your discretion because I don't weigh. So you just do a little sprinkle because you're going to be putting a lot of seasoning in. Onion salt. We have a little bit of sage. Just, you know, you just sprinkle it a little bit. Sometimes they come out harder than others because the grains in there are a bit bigger. It looks like I'm pouring more in, but I'm not really. It's harder to come out. Got a little bit of tarragon. I put tarragon in because it's good for you. So when, I think Jamaicans, they cook quite healthily. When you see they put all these seasoning in, they do have health benefits. So it's not just for the taste. It is really for the health benefits. My parents are Jamaicans, both sides. But my parents, funnily enough, cook English food. Shepherd's pie, fish and chips, a bit of steak, a roast. So they don't understand how I cook Jamaican and my Jamaican food tastes so good. I remember when I was married, my husband did show me how, give me a few tips. He was Jamaican, and then he left me on my own to be more creative with what I put in. But it's funny, like, ever since, I mean, I'm not married now, but ever since then, this is, sorry, I didn't tell you what this one is. This is tarragon, and what I put in before was marjoram, okay? Yeah, you know, since then, if I go out with a Jamaican, they'll say, man, it's all touchy for cook. You sure saying a Jamaican? I'm like, no, I'm born in England, born and bred. But my food, spot on. Now this, I'm tending to do things on automatic. This is fennel seeds. You only need a very, very little bit because it's aniseed and it's very flavourful. So you only literally need about 3 or 4 to come out of that. What else do we have? We have coriander. A little bit of that. Because I haven't got a lot of meat. I'm cooking for myself, so I don't use a lot. If you're cooking for more people, I guess you're going to gauge it like I said. We've got garlic salt. Garlic salt, because it's got big holes, it'll come out much quicker, so I don't have to shake that too much. We've got some oregano. Put that in. We need some thyme. The thyme isn't out here, but my thyme is here. So I haven't got any fresh thyme. I know they swear by fresh thyme, but I don't have any, so I'm going to have to use what do they call this? They just call it thyme. So I'm going to have to use that. Allspice. That's another special ingredient you hear the Jamaicans talk about. Everything is flavourful. Put a little bit of that in there. Then, a little bit of cloves. You're going to think, bloody hell, when's she going to stop? I've got 2 more things. Okay, a little bit of cloves. Less than a quarter of a teaspoon. A little bit of celery salt. I'm not going to put in the celery. Makes it too watery. So a little bit of celery salt. And this is optional. It's a salt and pepper mix, seasoning mix. And I just fresh. It's sea salt, so I just use a little bit of that. Now, at this point, I can now cut up my onions. Can you see them? Yeah, I think you can. Cut them up small. I have to turn this up while I'm cutting it up. I love music. It's Egyptian. Ooh, yes. Time is the man. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to, this hasn't really quite melted yet, but I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to put that in there. And this is the hot stuff. I'm going to chop this up. Seeds as well. Some people tell you to take out the seeds, but I don't. I need to turn off this down this music. I'll tell you something. If you get proper Jamaican food, it's the sweetest food on earth. I'm not just saying that because my parents are Jamaican, but I have experimented with food from all over the world, and honestly, I don't know what they put in it. And when you have it actually in Jamaica, oh, you're licking your lips. And the funny thing is, you can eat as much of it as you like. You're not going to put on weight because it's not fattening. It's not like, you know, like when you go to America, it's beef burger and bread and chips and pancake. It's not like that. So the thing is with Jamaican food, it's nutritious, it's healthy, and it is tasty. Need to throw this away. Gonna cut some onions. They do say the part that's nearest to the skin is the most, it's got the most benefits, but I just take it off, whatever it is. As long as it looks clean underneath, that's my goal. Well, you know, this is going to have to be a part 1 and part 2, because this is going to have to season and marinate for a couple of hours. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start it off like this, and then I'm going to have to show you how I marinate it. By that time, the ginger would have melted and the garlic would have melted, and it would all be nicely blended in. Because I've got that Bonnet pepper in, when I blend it in, you can blend it in with a wooden spoon, but I tend to use rubber gloves. Really squeeze it in, you know what I mean? So Burning Spear now. I bet you never even heard of some of these artists. Burning Spear is a Rasta group. Come out in about the 60s and 70s. I love old time music, you know. Foundation music they call it. Now just chop up the onions fine. Actually, you know what? If I marinate this, you know, squeeze it all in properly, my eyes are beginning to water. I may not even have to do it for a couple of hours. You know something? A lot of things that we do is traditional. You know, they're telling you to leave things overnight and leave it to marinate for 2 hours so it can soak in. That's what they tell you, you know. But honestly, whether I soak my meat or my fish for 2 hours, overnight, or the same day, to be honest, still tastes absolutely the same. Perfect. It's all in the seasoning and how you actually get it in there. So we've got all of this. I'm going to just get rid of all these bits and pieces. Hold on. So I'm not prettying this all up. I'm not making it look like it's a proper video thing. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm doing it off the cuff because I decided today I fancy, you know what? I might just cut up one of these celeries, you know. Yeah, I just thought that today I'm going to do it and might as well have you join me in my kitchen. So this isn't prepared. It's not all fancy stuff. The only thing I did beforehand was to wash the meat, wash my hands, and that was it. And I made sure I had my my phone on the right channel. That's what I did. Just going to rinse off the celery because I didn't intend to use it. For there's a kingdom of heaven. This is Slim Smith. Came out in the 1960s. He actually died very young. He died saving his mother in a burning house. So that's what they say anyway. They say he was very depressed when he was young. I'm not quite sure why. Brilliant singer though. He actually led a group called the Uniques. Brilliant. You're back on me. You're back on me. So that's some celery. Okay? Key things done. And you know what else I put in here? I put in a little drop of browning. That's my radio station. When I say my radio station, yeah. Fridays, Lovers Rock Radio, 7 till 9 p.m. GMT. I'm in the UK, so that's why I say that. So now I'm going to put on my gloves, because the pepper in that Bonnet pepper, if it ever gets on your skin or in your eyes, you've had it. So it's best to protect yourself. Can you see me putting it on? Okay, so I'm going to knead it in because I really want to get into this. And you know what I should have done before I put my hand into this messy mixture? Oh, it smells gorgeous, the pepper. I love pepper. And you know pepper, it's actually got a therapeutic quality. You know, it eats out the fat in your body. It gets your adrenaline going. It's good for your metabolism. So take this food. This is how it looks now, look. Looks good, doesn't it? So I've done that. So you know what I'm going to do? Or what I should have done? So I'm going to put the Dutch pot on the fire. I know it's a bit boring if you can't see me, so I'll peep out every now and then. Not going to be a minute, I'm just going to take off my gloves. Dutch pots are quite traditional. They're made out of cast iron. This one, it has to be about 20 years old. Solid. Can't do nothing with it. Can't do nothing without it. You'll find a lot of West Indian homes have a Dutch pot. So now, putting it on the stove. Oh yeah, we had the royal wedding today, didn't we? Fantastic. I know they're making a lot of mockery with the menu about it's going to be rice and peas and patty and all that kind of stuff. But when push comes to shove, it's a real show of progress. When you see, I know she's half black, but she's got a black mother. And when you see her in that kind of environment, and you've got black entertainers at a royal wedding, it fills you with pride, it really does. So big up Meghan Markle, and big up Harry for choosing her. So, I use healthy oil. This oil is rapeseed oil. It's cold pressed, 100%. I normally get organic. This doesn't say organic on it, but it is rapeseed oil, R-A-P-E-S oil. You can see it there, can't you? I think you can see it. And it's straight feed stuff to provide natural source of omega-6 and omega-3. So I don't like using vegetable oil. So this is what I'm going to put a little bit in. I'm going to say a little bit. If you want measurements, I would say about 5 tablespoons. I'm going to turn this up because I'm waiting for that to heat up, yeah? I bet you've never seen a cooking program like this. Yeah, her name is Sandra Melody and she's from England as well. Yeah. Well, this isn't a music program, it's a food program, so I'm going to turn it down a bit. So we've got our oxtail here. I don't know how I'm going to let you see, but basically I'm just going to take this and put it in the pot. That's simple, isn't it? What I'll do is I'll move the camera so you can see. Well, let me move it a little bit now. So you can see the pot here. You can't see how much oil is in it though. Let me see. So you can see that's about how much oil you need. You don't need no more than that. So I'm going to put you down because I don't want any accidents. And what I'm going to do now, because the eyes are on me, as she's saying in the song, I'm going to lower it down. And you know what? I forgot to put in there. We'll turn that down. Forgot to put a little soy sauce. A little soy sauce, just a tiny bit, and a little Worcestershire sauce. Works wonders. So, I've got this soy sauce. Live and direct, leading authentic Chinese soy sauce. So just a little bit. And have I got Worcestershire sauce? I've got Worcestershire sauce, Liam Perring's Worcestershire sauce. Just a little bit of that. So, and that's it really. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to pour some water on it and allow it to simmer. And then what I'll do is gonna boil the kettle, because you should really have a hot water. And what I'll do is I'll boil the hot water, just pour the water in here so you can actually get all the juices, and then put it in there. And then afterwards, in the second part, it would just be about me adding the butter beans, which is what some people call lima beans. And if it feels as though, or if you feel as though you want to put a little bit more onion in it, you can. But that'll be basically it. And then I'll let you see a picture of what it looks like at the end. Or I'll actually have that as the thumbnail for this video. So I hope you like it, and I hope you like my video. My first video. Bye.